You look at the number on your wrist to confirm you are successfully burning calories. The actuarial department looks at that exact same number to calculate precisely when your structural warranty is going to expire. You think it is a fitness metric. Biologically, it is an engine degradation report. Let us review your idle speed. The human cardiovascular system is rated, approximately, for 2.5 billion beats over the course of a standard operational lifetime. Your resting heart rate determines how quickly you burn through this allocation. The clinical definition of normal resting heart rate ranges from 60 to 100 beats per minute. This is an exceptionally generous range. It is the medical equivalent of saying a factory can operate anywhere between moderate efficiency and complete chaos and still be considered functional. Biologically, optimal performance sits closer to 50 or 60 beats per minute. Research indicates that for every increase of 10 beats per minute above this baseline, your risk of all-cause mortality rises measurably and predictably. The studies are clear. A resting heart rate of 80 beats per minute carries significantly higher mortality risk than a resting heart rate of 60. The difference is not small. It is the difference between a well-maintained machine and one that is being operated beyond its design specifications. Think of a car engine idling at a red light. If the engine is sitting at 3,000 revolutions per minute while the car is not moving, the internal components are experiencing unnecessary friction, heat buildup, and mechanical wear. The parts are going to burn out. The facility has not moved a single meter, but the engine is already vibrating itself toward failure. Your heart is currently doing the same thing. You are currently burning your allotted engine cycles while sitting motionless on a sofa watching television. This is a catastrophic misallocation of company resources. A resting heart rate of 90 beats per minute means your cardiovascular system is completing roughly 129,600 beats per day. A resting heart rate of 60 beats per minute completes 86,400 beats per day. The difference is 43,200 excess compressions every single day for no additional work output. The facility is running the assembly line at maximum capacity while producing nothing. The equipment is simply wearing itself down in an empty building. Your heart should not beat like a metronome. There should be microscopic variability between each beat, measured in milliseconds. This is called heart rate variability, abbreviated as HRV. It is not a malfunction. It is a feature. The autonomic nervous system controls your heart rate through two competing departments. The sympathetic nervous system accelerates the heart when the body detects a threat. The parasympathetic nervous system slows the heart when the body determines it is safe to rest and repair. In a healthy system, these two departments are constantly making micro-adjustments, beat by beat, in response to your environment, your breathing, your posture, and your stress levels. This is measurable. The time between heartbeats is not constant. One interval might be 950 milliseconds. The next might be 1,020 milliseconds. The variability between these intervals is the data. High HRV means the body is adaptable. It can speed up when needed and slow down when safe. The suspension system is responsive. Low HRV means the body is rigid, locked into a single operational mode, stuck in a state of permanent threat detection. The heart beats with mechanical, unyielding precision because the facility management has decided there is no time for flexibility. Every pothole must be absorbed by the chassis itself. Think of the suspension system on the facility's transport trucks. If the suspension is rigid and unyielding, every single pothole, speed bump, and uneven patch of asphalt transfers direct, violent kinetic energy into the chassis, the cargo, and the driver. The truck still moves, but the structure absorbs damage with every minor obstacle. You assume a heart that beats with perfect, unyielding mechanical precision is healthy. Biologically, a heart that beats like a metronome is a heart that is terrified, completely exhausted, and entirely incapable of adapting to minor changes in terrain. Low HRV is the cardiovascular equivalent of white-knuckling the steering wheel on a perfectly straight highway. You are not responding to danger. You are simply unable to relax. Your resting heart rate is supposed to drop significantly during sleep. This is not optional. It is scheduled for maintenance. The cardiovascular system is supposed to spend 6 to 8 hours operating at reduced capacity so the night shift can enter the facility and repair the micro damage accumulated during the day. This dip is measurable. In a healthy system, the heart rate can drop 10 to 20 beats per minute below the daytime baseline during deep sleep. This is not laziness. It is when the endothelial cells repair themselves, when anti-inflammatory processes clean up oxidative waste, when the vascular smooth muscle relaxes and recovers from the constant mechanical tension of the waking hours. Chronic stress and poor sleep prevent this. Your heart rate does not dip. It stays elevated. The alarms stay on. The assembly lines keep running at full capacity in an empty, dark building, burning fuel and generating heat with no work being completed. The night shift cannot enter the building because management has determined the facility is under permanent threat. The maintenance crew is locked out. The micro tears in the plumbing, the oxidative stress in the vessel walls, the small inflammatory deposits that accumulate in the endothelial lining are not addressed. They simply accumulate. You are stressed about an email. You are ruminating about a meeting that happened 6 hours ago. Your body interprets this as a survival threat and refuses to shut down the emergency systems. Biologically, there is no difference between worrying about your mortgage and being chased by a predator. The facility stays on high alert. The heart rate stays elevated. The repairs do not happen. Over time, the damage compounds. The pipes develop weak points. The pressure stays high. The system never gets the downtime required to patch the cracks. A high resting heart rate does not kill you suddenly. It kills you slowly, predictably, and mechanically. Every heartbeat pushes a surge of pressurized blood through your vascular system. The higher your resting heart rate, the more frequently this pressure wave impacts the inner walls of your arteries. This is called shear stress. The blood is not gently flowing through the pipes. It is slamming against them, over and over, at a rate determined by your idle speed. The endothelial lining is the thin layer of cells that coats the inside of your blood vessels. It is not armor. It is a maintenance surface. When it is subjected to repeated mechanical trauma from excessive blood pressure surges, it sustains microtears. The body attempts to repair these tears with inflammatory compounds and cholesterol deposits. This is not malicious. It is an emergency patch. The process is gradual and predictable. White blood cells arrive at the damaged site. They absorb oxidized cholesterol particles. They become foam cells. The foam cells accumulate. A fibrous cap forms over the deposit. The artery wall thickens. The interior diameter narrows. Blood flow becomes turbulent. The turbulence creates more shear stress. More damage occurs. More patches are applied. But the high heart rate does not stop. The pressure surges continue. The patches accumulate. The smooth interior of the artery becomes rough, narrowed, and structurally compromised. This is atherosclerosis. The plumbing is clogging itself in a desperate attempt to stay operational. Eventually, one of these deposits ruptures. A clot forms. The clot blocks a critical supply line. If the blockage occurs in the coronary arteries, the heart muscle loses its fuel supply and dies. This is a heart attack. If the blockage occurs in the brain, the neural tissue loses oxygen and dies. This is a stroke. The engine does not explode randomly. It shakes the plumbing until a pipe fractures, the fuel supply is cut off, and the facility abruptly and permanently ceases operations on a random Thursday. Your resting heart rate is not a passive observation. It is an active mechanical force, physically vibrating your cardiovascular infrastructure towards structural failure, one beat at a time. The solution is not complicated. It is simply inconvenient. Zone 2 cardiovascular training, sustained, moderate-intensity aerobic exercise performed at a conversational pace, forces the heart to adapt. The left ventricle, the primary pumping chamber, enlarges and becomes more efficient. A bigger, stronger chamber pumps more blood per beat. This is called stroke volume. When stroke volume increases, the heart does not need to beat as frequently to deliver the same amount of oxygen to the body. The idle speed drops. An untrained heart might beat 75 times per minute at rest. A trained heart might beat 55 times per minute at rest while delivering the exact same cardiac output. The facility is doing the same work with 20 fewer compressions per minute. That is 28,800 fewer beats per day, 10.5 million fewer beats per year. The engine is being preserved. Deep breathing exercises, meditation, and adequate sleep restore heart rate variability. They allow the parasympathetic nervous system to re-engage. The suspension system becomes flexible again. the body learns it is allowed to relax. The night shift is permitted to enter the building and perform repairs. The facility is currently vibrating itself to pieces. You can either upgrade the engine efficiency and install new shock absorbers, or you can prepare for an early demolition. The data is on your wrist. The choice is yours. Most people assume a higher heart rate just means the body is working hard. But at rest, a fast heartbeat is not strength. It is inefficiency. It means your heart has to pump more often just to deliver the same basic amount of oxygen. The system is spending extra energy to accomplish the exact same task. That constant unnecessary workload turns into wear, and wear turns into failure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and drop a comment. See you on the next one.